How did Taylor Swift build a $1.6 billion empire and become the most powerful musician on the planet? The answer isn't what you think. By mid-2025, Taylor Swift isn't just a pop star, she's an industry. Her Eras Tour has smashed the $2 billion mark. Her net worth has soared to $1.6 billion, and she's strategically reclaiming her entire musical legacy. But beyond the headlines is a meticulously designed lifestyle, a fiercely protected private life, and a business blueprint that is rewriting the rules. So how does she actually orchestrate it all? We're breaking down the complete story. You're watching Coup de L'Oreal, $102 billion machine. What does it truly take to power the biggest, most profitable machine in music history? As we move through mid-2025, Taylor Swift isn't just on tour, she is the tour. The Unstoppable Eras Tour, once thought to be concluding, roared into this year with a force that continues to rewrite record books. We're not just talking about a successful concert series. We're talking about a global economic and cultural phenomenon that, according to industry reports, has officially surpassed an astonishing $2 billion in revenue. It's a number so large it's hard to even comprehend. Think about the logistics back-to-back performances, each spanning over 3.5 hours in completely different time zones. I find it incredible that one person can deliver that level of energy and vocal precision, night after night. From the newly added dates at Vancouver's BC Place in January to the sold-out shows at Toronto's Rogers Centre this spring, the demand has been simply unprecedented. Each show is a marathon of artistry, a journey through more than 40 songs, complete with elaborate costumes and state-of-the-art staging. This isn't just a concert, it's an immersive theatrical experience, managed by a core team of choreographers, engineers, and managers who ensure every single detail is flawless. And here's the part that often gets overlooked: the sheer physical and mental fortitude required to helm this operation. But as we'll see, the tour itself is just one piece of a much larger, more intricate puzzle she's solving in 2025. 2. The Taylor's version gambit. While the world is mesmerized by the spectacle of the Eras Tour, a quieter, even more strategic battle is being won behind the scenes. In 2025, Swift's ambition to reclaim her musical legacy has entered its most anticipated phase. Fans are on the edge of their seats for Reputation Taylor's version. And for good reason. What many don't know is that this isn't just about artistic desire. It's a legal masterstroke. Filings with the U.S. Trademark and Trial Filings Office reveal a deadline the album must debut by October 2025 for her to retain its crucial trademark rights. It's a brilliant convergence of legal necessity and fan anticipation. This is where you see the true strategist at work. She turns a legal requirement into a global scavenger hunt. Her most dedicated fans, the Swifties, have been decoding what they call Easter eggs, subtle clues like discounted store items or typographical hints spelling AMAs on her website, fueling speculation that a release could align with the May 26th American Music Awards. It's a masterclass in fan engagement, turning a business move into a shared, interactive experience. Industry insiders, analyzing her established pattern of releasing 2 re-recorded albums per year, predict that Reputation will drop in the first half of 2025. But what they don't see coming is what follows. Because if the pattern holds, her 2006 debut album, Taylor Swift Taylor's version, could be the surprise of the autumn, bringing her entire reclamation project full circle. And while all this is happening, she's making an even bigger power move that cements her status not just as an artist, but as a titan of industry. 3. A quietly public love story. In an era of over-the-top celebrity relationships, how does the world's most famous woman maintain a romance that feels both genuine and grounded? As of June 2025, Taylor Swift's relationship with Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce continues to capture public fascination, precisely because of its low-key nature. Despite endless speculation, Swift herself has set the record straight, openly referring to Kelce as her boyfriend while directly dismissing engagement rumors. It's a refreshingly direct approach in a world of tabloid noise. They choose to celebrate their upcoming 2-year anniversary with private vacations, far from the prying lenses of the media. What's truly remarkable here is their mutual support system. This was on full display in a moment that went viral just this month. At Tight End University, an NFL training event in Nashville, attendees were stunned when Taylor made an unannounced appearance. She didn't just show up, she got on stage with country star Kane Brown and delivered an impromptu, joy-filled performance of Shake It Off to celebrate Kelce's participation. It was a perfect, spontaneous moment that shows how seamlessly she blends her personal and professional worlds. It's these unscripted gestures that feel so authentic, offering a glimpse into a partnership built on genuine affection rather than public performance. But behind the quiet moments and surprise sing-alongs, Swift is building an empire of a different kind, one made of brick and mortar. 4. The architecture of an empire. A person's home is their sanctuary. But for Taylor Swift, her homes are also monuments to her career eras and savvy investments. As of mid-2025, her real estate portfolio is valued at a staggering $150 million. This isn't just a collection of luxury houses. It's a strategically curated empire of sanctuaries spread across the globe. In Nashville, it's where it all began. She still owns the dual-unit penthouse in the Adelicia building overlooking Music Row, her first major purchase back in 2009. Then there's the iconic 11,700 square foot colonial mansion in Watch Hill, Rhode Island, the very house immortalized in her song, The Last Great American Dynasty. In Beverly Hills, she owns the historic 1930s estate once belonging to film producer Samuel Goldwyn, which she painstakingly restored and had designated for landmark status, preserving a piece of Hollywood history. But her New York City compound is perhaps the most impressive. In Tribeca, she has combined 3 separate units with an adjacent townhouse, all connected by a private garage, creating a seamless and secure urban fortress. It's an incredible display of wealth. But what's more incredible is what she did in May of this year. In a move that shocked the industry, Swift finalized the purchase of the masters of her first 6 original albums directly from Shamrock Holdings, ending a years-long public battle. She didn't just re-record them, she bought them back, cementing her reputation as both a prolific artist and one of the sharpest businesswomen of her generation. To maintain this level of success, however, requires a level of physical discipline most people can't even imagine. 5. The athlete behind the artist. How does a performer endure a 3.5-hour, vocally demanding, high-energy show several nights a week, for months on end? The answer lies in a fitness regimen as rigorous and disciplined as any professional athlete's. Under the guidance of her renowned trainer, Kirk Myers of the celebrity favorite Dog Pound Gym, Swift has honed a routine that is all about building stamina, strength, and resilience. This isn't about aesthetics, it's about survival and peak performance. Her weekly schedule is a carefully balanced blend of dance cardio, which keeps her agile for onstage choreography, combined with intense strength training and core work to support her body through the grueling performances. A typical warm-up involves Pilates-inspired stretches and dynamic movements like squat jumps, priming her body for the intensity to come. On non-performance days, the work doesn't stop. She alternates between long treadmill sessions, often set to curated playlists that match the tempos of her set list, and circuit-style training that focuses on functional, full-body movements. It's a commitment that spans 60 to 90 minutes, 6 days a week. Even during so-called off-season breaks from the tour, she maintains 2 gym sessions a week to preserve mobility and prevent injury. It's this unseen, daily grind that allows her to step on stage and make it all look effortless. But the physical training is only half the battle. What she puts into her body is just as crucial. 6. Fueling the phenomenon. In a world obsessed with restrictive diets, Taylor Swift's nutritional philosophy in 2025 is refreshingly balanced. Guided by nutritionists and her own deep understanding of her body's needs, her diet centers on whole foods and powerful nourishment. Think vibrant salads, lean proteins like chicken and fish, and complex carbohydrates such as quinoa and sweet potatoes to provide sustained energy for her marathon shows. She incorporates Greek yogurt for probiotics and gut health, a small detail that makes a big difference in overall wellness. What's so relatable about her approach is the emphasis on consistency over perfection. While she maintains incredible discipline, she allows for occasional indulgences, recognizing that a sustainable lifestyle isn't about deprivation. In the critical weeks leading up to a tour leg, for example, she temporarily cuts out alcohol and refined sugars to ensure her energy and vocal health are at their absolute peak, returning to moderation once she's off the road. Equally important is her mental wellness strategy. She is a known practitioner of mindfulness techniques and prioritizes sleep, understanding that emotional resilience is the foundation of physical strength. Her willingness to speak openly about body image has fostered a powerful connection with her fans, encouraging a culture of self-acceptance. This holistic approach fueling her body, nurturing her mind, and being honest about the journey is the secret engine that drives her success. It all comes together to shape her public image, an image she controls with incredible precision. 7. The art of connection. In the digital age, just how does a global superstar maintain an image that is both aspirational and deeply personal? Taylor Swift's public image in 2025 is a masterclass in modern celebrity. Her fashion choices are a perfect example, moving fluidly between high fashion couture and relatable casual wear. One night, she's debuting a custom designer gown on a red carpet, her look perfectly aligned with her current musical era. The next day, she's photographed in vintage denim and an oversized sweater. This balance makes her feel both like a global icon and a friend. Her social media presence is just as calculated, yet it feels incredibly authentic. She uses Instagram and Twitter as part of her storytelling arsenal, dropping cryptic hints, a capitalized letter here, a sudden promotional discount there to send her fans into a frenzy of speculation about new music. But she also uses these platforms for candid interactions, sharing fan art, celebrating concert moments, and making heartfelt philanthropic calls to action, like her generous donation to Direct Relief in January to support communities affected by the California wildfires. It's this dynamic two-way dialogue that makes the Swiftie community one of the most engaged fan bases in the world. By blending meticulously planned professional achievements with spontaneous personal moments, strategic business decisions, with heartfelt generosity, she continues to redefine what it means to be an artist in the modern age. This meticulously crafted lifestyle, this global empire, didn't just appear overnight. To truly understand the woman at the center of it all, we have to go back to the very beginning, to a Christmas tree farm in Pennsylvania, where the story first began. 8. The girl on the Christmas tree farm. Every legend has an origin story. But how many begin on a Christmas tree farm in rural Pennsylvania before the sold-out stadiums and the record-breaking albums? There was Taylor Allison Swift, born December 13, 1989 in West Reading. Her father, Scott, was a stockbroker for Merrill Lynch, and her mother, Andrea, a marketing executive. It was a life steeped in music from the very beginning. Her maternal grandmother, Marjorie Finley, was an opera singer, and her powerful voice filling the local church became one of Swift's earliest inspirations. It's fascinating to think that this global pop icon's first exposure to performance was so traditional, so community-based, The family, including her younger brother Austin, spent their days on that farm in Wyoming, and from age 10, Taylor was already performing in local youth theater productions. But it was a documentary about country superstar Faith Hill that ignited the fire. At just 11 years old, she knew her destiny was in Nashville. This wasn't just a childhood dream, it was a clear, focused ambition. And what happened next would test that ambition in a way few young artists ever experience. 9. The Nashville Gamble. Can you imagine being 11 years old, walking into Nashville's legendary Music Row with demo tapes of yourself singing karaoke covers, and being told no by every single label? That early rejection could have ended the story right there. But for Taylor Swift, it was just the beginning. She realized she needed something unique, something they couldn't turn away her own songs. So, at 12, she picked up a guitar and, with the help of local musician Ronnie Kremer, wrote her first original composition. This is where you see the relentless drive that would define her entire career. By 13, she had a development deal with RCA Records, and her family made an incredible sacrifice. Her father transferred his job to Merrill Lynch's Tennessee office, and they all relocated to Hendersonville. At just 14, she became the youngest artist ever signed by the Sony ATV Tree Music Publishing House. Still, she felt creatively stifled at RCA. She wanted to sing her own stories, not just be molded into someone else's vision. The turning point came during a 2005 showcase at Nashville's iconic Bluebird Cafe. In the audience was a record executive named Scott Borchetta, who was starting his own label, Big Machine Records. He saw what everyone else had missed. In a move of incredible faith, her father invested $120,000 for a 3% stake in the new company. The gamble was on, and it was about to pay off in a way nobody, not even them, could have ever predicted. 10. A fearless ascent. What does it sound like when a teenage girl's diary entries become the voice of a generation? It sounds like Taylor Swift's debut album. Released in October 2006, the self-titled record was a country music sensation. She wrote or co-wrote every single track, making her the first female country artist to ever do so on a platinum-certified debut. That album spent an incredible 157 weeks on the Billboard 200 chart, the longest run of any album in the entire decade. Singles like Tim McGraw and Teardrops on My Guitar were inescapable. But it was her next album, 2008's Fearless, that launched her into the stratosphere. It wasn't just a #1 album, it spent 11 weeks at the top of the charts and became the best-selling US album of 2009. This is where her crossover genius became undeniable. Love Story and You Belong With Me were country songs that topped the pop charts, a feat previously thought impossible. She won her first Album of the Year Grammy for Fearless, a monumental achievement that was famously and controversially interrupted at the VMAs. But even that moment couldn't derail her momentum. She had conquered Nashville. She had the world's attention, but she was about to risk it all on a sound and a statement that no one saw coming. 11. Speaking Now and Seeing Red. After winning the music industry's highest honor with a team of collaborators, what do you do for an encore? If you're Taylor Swift, you do it all by yourself? Her 2010 album, Speak Now, was a direct answer to critics who questioned her songwriting abilities. She wrote every single song on the album alone, a bold and unprecedented move for an artist at her level. The album debuted with over 1 million copies sold in its first week, proving that her vision and her voice were more than enough. It was a masterstroke of artistic integrity. But just as the world got comfortable with Taylor Swift, the country pop darling, she decided to evolve again. Her 2012 album, Red, was a kaleidoscope of genres. She brought in legendary pop producers like Max Martin and Shellback, infusing her country storytelling with electrifying pop, rock, and even dubstep influences. The result was her first ever #1 single on the Billboard Hot 100, the unforgettable "We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together," and other massive hits like "I Knew You Were Trouble" in 22. Red sold 1.21 million copies in its first week and led to the Red Tour, which became the highest-grossing country tour in history at the time. She was no longer just a country artist dabbling in pop. She was a musical chameleon on the verge of a total pop revolution. 12. The Pop Queen's Gambit. How do you follow up an album that blurred the lines between genres? You erase them completely. In 2014, Swift moved to New York City and released 1989, her self-declared first official pop album. It was a seismic shift that paid off spectacularly. The album sold 1.28 million copies in its first week and spawned a trio of #1 hits: Shake It Off, Blank Space, and Bad Blood. It earned her a second Grammy for Album of the Year, making her the first woman in history to win the prestigious award twice. During this era, she also became a fierce advocate for artists' rights, famously taking on Apple Music and forcing them to pay artists during streaming trial periods. After the massive success and media saturation of the 1989 era, she disappeared, only to re-emerge in 2017 with Reputation. This was a darker, more defiant album, built on electropop and R&B sounds, that directly confronted the tabloid narratives that had surrounded her. It was another million-selling debut, and its accompanying Reputation Stadium tour became the highest-grossing North American tour in history, pulling in over $345 million. She had reached the zenith of pop stardom, but she was about to make the most important business decision of her life, a decision born from betrayal. 13. Folklore, freedom, and a fight for her legacy. What happens when an artist's life's work is sold out from under them for Taylor Swift? It sparked a revolution. In late 2018, she signed a new deal with Republic Records that included one groundbreaking clause: she would own the master recordings of all her future music. This came just before her original label, Big Machine, when it was sold, placing the masters of her first 6 albums in the hands of others. The public dispute that followed was a fight not just for her own art, but for the rights of all artists. Amid this battle, and during the quiet solitude of the 2020 pandemic, she did something completely unexpected. She released 2 surprise albums, Folklore and its sister record, Evermore. These weren't pop albums. Collaborating with Aaron Dessner of The National and longtime partner Jack Antonoff, she created a rich, indie folk soundscape filled with intricate narratives and fictional characters. It was a stunning artistic pivot that critics and fans adored. Folklore went on to win her a historic 3rd Grammy for Album of the Year. She was free, creatively and contractually. And now, she could finally begin the process of reclaiming her past, which would lead to the most dominant era of her entire career. 14. The Eras era, shattering every record. How does an artist at the peak of their powers manage to get even bigger by celebrating every single part of her journey? The re-recording project began in 2021 with Fearless Taylor's version and Red Taylor's version, which included the fan-demanded 10-minute version of All Too Well, a masterpiece that became the longest song in history to reach #1. Then came 2022's Midnights, which shattered streaming records and earned her a 4th Album of the Year Grammy, making her the only artist in history to win the award 4 times. This all culminated in the 2023 launch of the Eras Tour, a retrospective journey through all of her musical albums that quickly became the highest-grossing tour of all time. As if that wasn't enough, in April 2024, she released The Tortured Poets Department, an album that broke Spotify by amassing 1 billion streams in a single week and achieved the unprecedented feat of occupying the entire top 14 spots of the Billboard Hot 100 simultaneously. It's a level of commercial and cultural dominance that is simply unmatched in music history. This historic journey, from a teenage songwriter penning hopeful tracks in her bedroom to a record-shattering global icon commanding the world stage, didn't just build a legacy, it built an unprecedented financial empire. 15. The billion-dollar songwriter. We've traced the journey from a Pennsylvania farm to global stages. From heartfelt lyrics in a notebook to anthems sung by millions. But what is the actual, tangible value of a cultural phenomenon? As of June 2025, the answer is a figure that is as staggering as her list of achievements. $1.6 billion. According to financial publications like Forbes and Finance Monthly, this is Taylor Swift's estimated net worth, making her the richest female musician in history. But here's the part that truly changes the game in October. 2023, she officially crossed the billionaire threshold, becoming the very first artist to do so based almost entirely on her music and performances. There's no fashion or cosmetics empire propping up this fortune. This is an empire built on song. It's a monumental testament to her unique ability to merge raw artistic talent with a level of business acumen the industry has rarely seen. This isn't just wealth, it's the financial embodiment of a revolution she started herself. 16. Deconstructing the empire touring and royalties. So, how does one even begin to assemble a fortune of that magnitude? The single largest pillar, accounting for nearly $800 million of her net worth, is the revenue from her touring and music royalties. At the heart of this is the Eras Tour, a financial force of nature that has completely rewritten the rules of live entertainment. The tour's total box office take has soared past an unbelievable $2.07 billion, making it the highest-grossing concert tour of all time. From that colossal figure, Swift's personal earnings are estimated to be between $500 and $600 million. It's a number that reflects not just her popularity, but her role as the central creative and business force behind the entire production. And she didn't stop there. The concert film, Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour, became a global cinema event, grossing an additional $261 million worldwide. It's a masterclass in maximizing the value of a single creative project across multiple platforms. This relentless stream of income from her performances and royalties is the engine of her wealth. But it's the strategic ownership of her work that secures the foundation of her empire for generations to come. 17. The $600 million catalog for years. The story of Taylor Swift's fight for her music was one of artistic principle, but in 2025 it has become one of astonishing financial power. The second great pillar of her fortune is the valuation of her music catalog, estimated to be worth a massive $600 million. This value is a direct result of her decision to re-record her first 6 albums, and yet, as we now know, her ultimate success in purchasing the original masters in May of this year. Owning her masters means she controls the destiny of her life's work. Every stream, every sale, every time a song is used in a movie or a commercial, the primary financial benefit flows directly to her. It was a long, arduous 6-year effort, played out in public, that has resulted in one of the most significant transfers of power from a label to an artist in music history. It's one thing to be a successful artist who earns well from their creations. It is another entirely to own the factory that produces them. This isn't just a smart business move, it is the ultimate form of artistic and financial independence. 18. Bricks, mortar, and brand power beyond the stage and the studio. Swift's wealth is diversified across a portfolio of tangible assets and strategic partnerships. Her impressive collection of real estate spanning New York, Los Angeles, Nashville, and Rhode Island is valued at approximately $110 million. These properties serve not only as personal sanctuaries, but as smart, appreciating investments. But the empire doesn't stop at property lines. Decades of strategic alliances with major global brands like Apple, Coca-Cola, Keds, and AT&T have generated tens of millions in endorsement deals. Add to that a highly profitable merchandise business, publishing advances, a diversified investment portfolio, and revenue from her own management company. And you see a financial ecosystem where every part of the Taylor Swift brand is working in concert. It's a holistic approach to wealth creation, where her cultural influence is leveraged into long-term financial security. 19. The architect of an era. So, when we look back at the story of Taylor Swift, what is the ultimate legacy? Is it the record-breaking sales and the shelf of Grammy Awards? Is it the sold-out stadiums and the billion-dollar tours? Or is it the story of a young songwriter who refused to be told what to write, a pop superstar who risked it all to change her sound, and a businesswoman who fought for and reclaimed her own name? The $1.6 billion net worth is not the story itself. It is simply the result. It is the outcome of a career built on relentless ambition, unparalleled fan connection, and a profound understanding that true power lies not just in creating art, but in owning it. From the girl on the Christmas tree farm to the architect of a modern media empire. Taylor Swift hasn't just defined an era of music. She has created a new blueprint for what it means to be an artist in the 21st century, a blueprint of creativity, resilience, and unapologetic control. In the end, Taylor Swift's story in 2025 isn't just about fame. It's a masterclass in strategy, resilience, and owning your legacy. From her music to her money, she is the architect of her own world. What part of her empire impresses you the most? Let us know in the comments. And for more deep dives into the icons shaping our culture, don't forget to subscribe to Kudalorio.